It's October 2nd, 2015. What that means is the Gear S2 is finally here. This week has been pretty busy with a lot of news coming out from Google and all the other Nexus devices, but the Gear S2, some people were waiting for since the announcement of this new device. So I got the Gear S2. This is the sport model, black color, and I'll go ahead and do a quick unboxing and initial thought on this device. Here we have the Gear S2. The box itself just obviously says Samsung Gear S2. I did pick up the black sport model. I couldn't find any of the other one. The classic wasn't available and the white one wasn't available at the local Best Buy. They sold out real quick, or I think Samsung just didn't release as many. But short version is the box itself does have a little hanger on the side. It kind of gives you the ability of holding it. I'm not sure if this is reminiscing of some part of a nice carrier, but anyways, it comes in there. There's some information on the back and on the bottom, just basically serial information. We'll go ahead and open up the box, and we're greeted with the watch itself. I'll go ahead and put this on the side. And the watch itself, as I said, it's the black sport model, so it's not bad. It has some weight into it. It's not as hefty as the Huawei watch, but definitely has some weight on it. And the actual bands themselves are actually rubberized. But do have some protective plastic right here, protecting the screen itself. It looks like it opens up on the back. And that covers the actual sensor in the back of the actual watch itself. Now we'll put that on the side. The watch itself looks very nice. I'm assuming that it actually goes this way. The screen itself, yep, it has a nice little clicking mechanism. You can feel that by just using the watch itself. Really, really nice, very shiny, and very much glass on the back. There is no ports to be able to connect to it from what it seems like. It looks like the only interface that we'll have is whatever's left in the box. So we'll go ahead and put the watch itself on the side. And we'll look what we have left in the box itself. Just a carrier for it. And of course, let's go ahead and open up the thing. We have our standard micro USB to USB charging cable that we'll be able to plug into the dock. The other thing is they also provide us with, looks like we have a spare. So it's very nice. They provide us with a spare actual band so that we're able to use a separate one. I'm assuming this one's slightly smaller because it looks like right away it's not the same length. So it's intended to basically be, I think, more maybe if it's for a female fit or something a little bit shorter, and it does get a little bit shorter in here than the other one. But either way, still nice that they provide us both. I'm gonna put it away. Of course, now we're greeted with the wireless charging. This is really one of the nice things I saw here. One thing that I didn't appreciate till I stopped using was the wireless charging that we had with the Moto 360. And that's because it's something that you don't appreciate till you lose. And when I went to the Huawei watch, that's something I don't have anymore. The dock itself looks very nice. It's a little bit smaller than the 360. Definitely light. It has the connection in the back and just a non-slip grip here, and then it obviously makes it so that the watch fits perfectly on it. And I actually felt a little bit of a vibration on the watch. I'm not sure why, but it is magnetic. Holds on. It definitely is magnetic to the actual watch itself. Last but not least, I'm sure we have the actual wall wart that'll give us the ability to charge our unit at 0.7 amp. So it's definitely a low charging, not a greatest fastest charging, but definitely will do the job. So we're going to go ahead and try to pair it directly with my Nexus 6. One of the main benefits of the new Gear S2 is that you no longer are bound to be able to use it only with Samsung-based devices. So we're going to go ahead and turn it on and get the first boot up on it. Get a little vibration. This says Samsung Gear S2. We'll wait a second. One of the prerequisites obviously is that you do need to have the Gear Manager installed, so definitely download Samsung Gear from the Google Play Store and download the attachment that comes with it. You could just look for it directly into the Google Play Store. Once you turn it on, it just basically says welcome, and the Gear Watch will say the same thing. It says welcome on it at the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and just go through and start basically connecting a gear. I'll click on the device itself, and here now it says Gear S2 04DA. Install Samsung Gear on the unit, and they're going to compare the numbers for each other. And they're going together. Let them pair with each other. This is syncing. Now it's asking to install the Samsung accessory service. I'll say install. That's one of the things that if you had a Samsung device, of course, a lot of these things would have been installed, but it looks like there's 3 applications that we need to download. The Gear Manager, or Samsung Gear, the Gear service that we just installed, as well as a plugin. But all of these things will prompt you right away. So the gear went dark a little bit. Let's go ahead and turn it on again. It says, so now it says setting up, and on the right side on the device it says connecting to gear. Agree to the terms, agree to all, basically just Agree to use S-Voice data, agrees to share location, find my gear, obviously, and then agree to report diagnostics information. I guess we don't have to agree to everything. And then reactivation lock. Use your Samsung account to stop anyone from reactivating your gear. So this is something interesting. So you're able to basically lock this watch to the device itself, to the account, to the Samsung account. So if you use this, you'll obviously be able to do that. I'm going to skip it for now, but it's something that you may want to consider doing. And then now it says turn on notification access. We'll say turn on. Of course, we'll give it access and we'll say OK. We'll notice here it's asking us to install S-Health, which is also a companion app that will work with here. This is interesting. It's installing a lot of the Samsung suite of things just to get us access to the watch. S-Health is the complementing application for this watch so that you can track your health, measurements, running, all of the different things. I use it on my Note 5, but now I guess I'm going to be using it on my Nexus 6. I'm using the Nexus 6, by the way, with Project Fi, and that's one of the main benefits of having this the second device to be able to use. So we'll go back here. I want to go back into the Samsung Gear Manager. Well, actually, we can just say all. For now, we'll just say all. I want to see everything coming through. And then we can go through and start looking. It's downloading some watch faces for me. The screen itself is extremely clear. I'm interested to see how clear is it by comparison to the Huawei watch, just from the sense of view. It's hard to tell, but I mean, it's really, really clear. The sharpness of the characters and then the actual lines and everything on both watches look great. I like the fact that the Huawei watch obviously is definitely a much more premium design, but this watch itself works very nice. Now we can see directly on the Samsung Gear Manager on the right all the different watch faces. Notifications, we already kind of covered all of these. Scrolling the circle gives you access to shortcut apps. And I say shortcut apps because these are applications that you're able to customize. So you can go plus and you can go through a list of different tabs or different shortcut access. Like you can have a calendar here, you have your quick start, shortcut contacts, basically, S-Voice, settings, identity, and of course you can just add your alarm tab. We're not going to go ahead and go with this. We're going to go back home. The home button on the top right acts more like a back and a home button. So if I swipe to the right, I get the weather, and that's pretty much it. And you can see here that the circular track here gives us access to all of these things. I already added the water and coffee thing. I'll add one more water because I actually did take another cup of water right now. And then we can go home by just pressing the home button. One circle to the right, you get to the apps, and that's basically a quick shortcut. Or from the home screen, you can just go quickly and click the apps, and then you can switch. It is touch sensitive, so you can switch directly into the next set of apps. It's not very hard to do. And of course, clicking once takes you back there. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but when we were in the apps, we were able to see, well, let's go ahead and go to the apps real quick. There was maps. And this is basically in conjunction using, it says, welcome your device and mapping technologies powered by here. So this is not Google Maps. This is the recently acquired Maps application by Samsung that I think originally was part of, if I'm not mistaken, Nokia. Overall, very nice interface. If you press and hold the screen, you get the access to all the other different, obviously, well, we'll go back here. You're able to customize the different parts of the actual clock itself. You can go between the dials, the bands, the battery, and then you can, of course, hit home and it takes you back. This is where you get that by hitting the stylize and click it back home once. We're going to go ahead and change different ones. We have this one, Classic, Neo, Basic, Chronograph, World Time. This is Activity Bubble, of course. This is Heart Wave. This is Pixel Heart, and this is Digital Activity, Sports, Large, Regular. This is the Nike one that we've seen before, so it's integrated directly in. We'll go ahead and click that. And we of course have, this is the CNN Digital, including news. It has a little aggregation of news on the bottom right there. Bloomberg of course has one as well, and then we can add additional ones that we can also, look for. So you have the AM, PM, the regular one has the digital, the neon. But again, keep hitting back, it takes you back home, and it automatically does look really, really nice. The watch itself feels a little light, and I say that obviously since I'm coming from the Huawei watch, and I also went from the 360 to the Huawei, so there was a weight gain going to the Huawei watch and then going from the Huawei watch to the Gear S2. It feels very light. I almost feel like it's not there. That could be a plus or a minus, but I think it's also part of just the adjustment period since I'm transferring from one watch to another. My intention to do this is to use this for at least about a week or so to get a real life kind of usage functionality out of this. Of course, I'll be doing some battery tests, some functionality tests. The reason why I tested it out directly with a Nexus 6 is because that's one of the main features that they announced. It's no longer consistent, or at least restricted to stay only within the Galaxy S type devices to be able to work with them. So as you saw, I was able to download the additional applications, set them up, and use the application exactly as if I was using it on a Galaxy device. The one thing that it doesn't have functionality there here is obviously it needs a Galaxy S, I think it's a Galaxy S6, S6 Edge Plus, S6 Edge, and the Galaxy Note 5 to be able to use the Samsung Pay functionality, which I'll go ahead and do a quick test on that, but I'll do that in a separate video as I need to resync this application, this device at least, directly with my Note 5 for me to be able to test that. Other than that, I think it looks nice. Again, it feels a little light. I need to get used to it. The UI is better than some of the old Tizen UIs that I've seen on the original Gears that I've reviewed. As you know, on XDA, I've done a lot of reviews for these devices. I have a lot of mobile devices. I'm very big on watch-based accessories, either be it a functionality or just getting it there. I like the new interface to be able to basically use the ring. The ring is a very, very nice thing. 2 buttons are very easy. It's very, very sensitive, so that I find that right now. So I can bring it up to my hand and it does turn on. I bring it slightly down, turns off, back up, on, off, on. Extremely sensitive, very, very good. I also unfortunately see that it does turn on sometimes just by accident, by me just doing my hands like this and it turns it on. Again, I think it just may be just something that I need to get used to it. It works really good. We'll see how long the battery life lasts. I'll start doing my battery tests tomorrow morning and we'll see how it goes. As usual, like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments if there's anything you'd like to know specifically about this watch and we'll get there. So I'll see you guys in the next one.